All right, we're going to do a quick little recap for our trades on Friday. Once again, first trade I took on Friday, May 26, 2023, was a gold on the commodities. I went ahead and sold gold. The buy you see here was actually a mistake. I was trying to add to my position. So I had to turn around and start adding to it, but I had a pairing pattern short right over here, came in around 8.59. I actually ended up getting out around 10.45, so a nice little profit on that. What hurt me for the day, overall I did pretty good because, let's see here, I did make some nice money on the end, but I do want to show you this natural gas so you can see that I did take a loss in the natural gas. Let's look at natural gas real quick. Okay, here's natural gas. Went ahead and I initially started off with a short on the natural gas here. It was also another pairing pattern short. Did have a target sitting down here at 23.65. Did not hold. I held this for, let's see here, I think it was about an hour and a half. Finally hit my, finally decided to get out up here. It just was going sideways. This was actually a level to enter. I did not enter and take a long. I just went ahead and got out and took my loss. If it was any other day besides Friday, I probably would have turned around and bought it. I did not in this case. Made some nice money on a short US yen, which is one of my favorite pairs on Forex. Sold nice US yen, ended up picking 2,300 on that. So overall, didn't do bad. 1864 in the commodities. Let's take a look at stocks. Once again, this is not complicated, folks. I'm just using 5 different patterns for my setups, and Einstein that gives me these green horizontal lines, which are profit targets. I know what my probabilities are on everything, so that's important when it comes to trading. Several reasons. Number one, if you know what your probabilities are, you're more likely to stick with it. Number two, it's a big advantage when it comes to designing a money management approach, meaning that adjusting contract size, I do want to do a little video on that. There is a way to find that the optimal number, so to speak, or the optimal number of contracts based on the performance of your trading method, and I'll do a little video on that. It's called, so that's not my design, but it's called Optimal F. It was done by a friend of mine, Ralph Vince. He wrote it back in the 80s, and very smart technique, and we'll talk about that in another video. But right now, it's good to know what the percentage are whenever I have a target on Einstein. I know I have over 70% probability of hitting it after I do enter my trade. So definitely have the odds in my favor. So let's look at stocks. Had a really nice day in stocks. All right, so let's look at the big one this morning I took. I did take this on during the first hour. You watched me get into ELEV. So what I did is I took an initial position on ELEV. This entry came in around 8.47, 8.48, something like that. Went ahead. It was an HF1 buy. As it started running here, I exited half of my position right here. It pulled back. I was still running half position. I actually ended up, I got another HF1 buy up here. Had a much higher target sitting way up here. You can't see it's off the screen. I entered on this FH1 buy. I did not get out of this one. When it pulled back down to this initial, where I exited my first half, went ahead and I entered again. Split the difference, so I went ahead and got out of this one. So this little profit here I picked up, but also on that other half that I had held through this, I picked up that. So nice little trade on ELEV, and that was in. The only thing that I wish I would have done on this particular trade is instead of trying to go for this much higher target on that second HF1, just gone ahead and gotten out at the second target. This second target was what I had on this HF1. This particular HF1, the very first one, I'd already blasted through 3 targets, and then it just kept going up. I didn't have anything up there until I started to get another HF1 set up. So anyway, just a beautiful trade on ELEV. I wish it would have gone more parabolic. It did not, so I was out of that. Made a little bit of money on ONFO and MBOT. So for a Friday, not a bad day overall. So that wraps it up. Once again, I'm just kind of just nibbling at this a little bit here and a little bit there. Not really trying to go for, these huge gains. I'm just trying to keep it fairly steady. I always start my position side with 200 contracts, and then I will work it up from there. So I'll either add on immediately after I put on the initial position if I like it, or I will go ahead and add as the market is going up. So I like to add as the market's going up. I don't really like to add too much when it's coming down, only if I see a lot of buying in a particular area. So when this market was coming down right here on ELEV, and I was looking at Bookmap, they had a lot of buying still in here, so I felt that it was going to go higher, but I did not know if it was going to get up above this line and hit this much higher target up here around 630. So I went ahead and I just pulled it, took my profit, and walked away. So that's it. I'll be back once again Monday morning, every Monday morning, and Monday through Friday. I am live trading. I start at 9 a.m. Eastern, and the first hour is open to everybody, and then the next 2 hours, that trading is done with my subscribers. And we look at a little bit more of markets. We do also, as I'm trading commodities, we like to move in and start doing a little bit of Forex. So I like to trade the currencies as well. So after the first hour, I do a little bit more focusing also on the Forex markets. I like to trade Forex. I'll continue to watch gold. I like gold, natural gas, crude oil. Continue to watch those. And usually within the first 3 hours, I'm pretty much done with my stock trading. So after the 1 hour morning show, I'll trade for another couple hours in stocks. That's pretty much it. I will come back for a power hour, which is the last hour of the day. Or come back and see if there's any opportunities. Sometimes there is, sometimes there's not. But most of my gains are usually going to be first thing in the morning. Power hour is kind of a hit or miss. So I don't do a whole lot during that power hour unless I really see something that's been strong all day. Then it starts to move again. I get some patterns, get some Einstein levels. I'll try to take another stab at something, but usually in most cases, I'm not trading power hour. All right, that's it. Everybody have a good night. See you first thing. Well, Monday's a holiday, so it'll be first thing Tuesday morning. Take care.